Welcome. Huh?
We are online.
We are online. You have to let me know. That's it. We are online. Right? Did you talk to your Russian group? Did you talk to the Russian group?
I don't have any.
Right. Is there any Russian people interested? Is people Russian interested?
I will ask.
Let me see. If somebody's interested, we can do it 5 days a week. Okay? From 6:30 to 7:30. Only with Russian translation. Are you gonna be here to translate?
Yeah, I can be here.
For how long will you be here? Good. So I was told there was many people interested in such a thing, but I will.
Many people don't know
In
you.
November, when season starts here.
Yeah, in the moment not so much. Like
Any questions? Any questions? No questions? Anything about his teachings that you want to clarify, or if you want to make them to be your experience? So,
perhaps like you can know about this. Yesterday you said he also was teaching self-inquiry, but I didn't know.
yes, see, self-inquiry is for those who are mature, is for right seekers. Right? So, normally self-inquiry you have to be introduced to it. When you are introduced to it, you are initiated. This is called Diksha. You are initiated, nothing magical about it. Right? You are initiated in the path of self-inquiry by introducing yourself, by introducing you to self-inquiry. Right? I'll give you a small example. When my teacher, who was one of his eldest devotees, Salvava, the first place that he went to out of Puttaparthi was Bombay, right? And there was a function in Bombay, and they gave some tickets to some member of the government. Mr. Ratan Lal was a member of the government at that time, so he was his wife. So Mr. Ratan Lal was not interested in Salvava, his wife was. Right? And then he was wife asked him, would you like to get some tickets? So I would like to go to the function, right? Then he said, yes, of course, I'll get some tickets for you. That's okay. Let me finish this. I will not fall down.
Look at the back now.
Oh, good.
Couldn't fall down.
And he says, yes, I get tickets for the function, right? Then he got the tickets, they went to see Sai Baba. Mr. Ratanlal said that he was sitting on the aisle of the lecture hall, whatever it was. And when Baba passed, Mr. Ratanlal was a very tough man, and he was a very strong character. Mr. Ratanlal. Yes. Mr. Ratanlal was one of his eldest devotees, and his wife, Mrs. Ratanlal. I just went to see them. And then he was sitting on an aisle seat, and he said that when Baba passed beside him, he just melted away. He found himself crying like a child, full of love. And he said, who is this man that made me feel like that? And then Baba went to the stage, started giving a lecture, speaking about his teachings, and Mr. Ratana was impressed by no, nice, okay. Then he said, I was impressed by the simplicity, the clarity, and the beauty of the message. Then there was a break, and during the break they went to have a cup of coffee. And at that time, Professor Kasturi, the journalist, he was Baba's translator. Then somehow they became acquaintance. They were having a cup of coffee together. Baba was talking with people here and there. And suddenly Baba started walking toward Mr. Shakunlal, and he was holding a sticker. And the sticker was written stuff, and it was written his name, Ratanlal. Believe me, I knew Mr. Ratanlal for a long time, and you wouldn't approach, if you approach to this man more than 1 meter, he will tell you, stop there, who are you, what do you want? Why are you getting so close? Right? What's the matter? And he says, so Baba came, and when he came, my mind and my body got paralyzed. And then Baba came and put the sticker on his chest and walked away. And Mr. Ratanlal said, what is this all about? Right? And then he looked at the sticker and says, Mr. Ratanlal is stuff. He said that there was a huge teaching there. So Mr. Ratanlal is the name for the body. And the body is the stuff, it's made out of the stuff, it's made out of the 5 elements, right? Then Baba came back again towards him and asked, who are you? And he said, I found myself folding my hands, again, body frozen, mind frozen. Right? Baba turned around, walked away, was walking here, talking to this one, talking to that one, blah, blah, blah. And then he returned towards Mr. Ratanlal, and in a stronger way, he said, who are you? And right? Baba turned around, walked away, talking to this one, talking to that one, came back in a very harsh way, very strong way. Who are you? Who are you? And then Professor Kasturi says, Swami, please. And he said, keep quiet, I know what I'm doing. And Mr. Ratanlal couldn't reply. He said that it took him some time to understand that the answer to the question, who am I, is the silence that remains when the question itself finishes. So, Mr. Ratanlal is the name for the body. Who am I? That which is behind, beyond the body, that which is aware of consciousness of the body, consciousness and awareness itself. So he was initiated in the path of self-inquiry. Of course, he spent some time with Baba, and after that, naturally, there's a process solution, the ego plays out, and the teacher is there to help you to get rid of the rest of the conditioning, the body conditioning within yourself. So that is self-inquiry, and this is how you are introduced to it. Right? That is initiation. So when the teacher asks you, ask this question to yourself, who are you? That's it. See, you have been accepted as a student, right? And you have been initiated in the path of self-inquiry. And this is what Mr. Ratanlal did to me. After the experience in Ramana Maharshi Ashram, then awakening took place there without anything. For me was to be able to consciously regain that condition by the inquiry, consciously. And he introduced me to self-inquiry. He asked me, who were you before you were born? Right? Where will you be before you die? See? Who were your parents before they were married? Ask this question to yourself. Who am I? Right? Shift the attention from the seeing object to the seeing subject. Right? The seeing object will disappear. And then the seer object, subject also will disappear. And what remains is that which is not a subject, not an object, your own self. More or less in that way. And that was it. And there was a huge trap. Because by doing so, that was the end of Caesar. As a separate entity. Caesar is there naturally, right? But not as a separate individual self. Right? So that's an expression of the absolute, therefore the absolute itself. That is initiation, and that is self-inquiry. So Mr. Ratan Lal was one of the elder devotees of Baba, and he was one of the appointed speakers in the lecture hall to help the devotees. The idea of our job as is to help you to clarify what you don't understand from any spiritual books. Here we are not narrow-minded, right? Here we accept every religion as one, every teacher as one teacher, every teaching as one message. Okay? So the idea is to clarify the doubts of the seekers according to the texts, right? And if they understood, they want to realize that, they want that to become their own experience. Right? And we are here to help you to have at least a glimpse of your own self. Right? After that, then we will see. What was the question? I forgot. You also self-inquiry.
What we noticed yesterday.
Inquiry.
I always noticed just one thing of Ramana Maharshi.
No. Ramana Maharshi doesn't have a monopoly of this. Right? No teacher has a monopoly of this. This is part of the seed. What happened with Ramana Maharshi at that time is that he resurrected one of the spiritual paths that was Puttaparthi. Right? Baba also brought this into existence, but only to few people he will initiate in the path of service. Of course, as part of in the Vedas they have three paths: the path of action, the path of devotion, and the path of knowledge. Right? If the person have a temperament that is very active, and I tell them to sit down and meditate, they won't be able to do it. If I tell them to do inquiry, they couldn't care less about it. So you have to give them something according to their temperament, right? That is Hinduism, that's Vedas, and that's basically in all religions, in all teachings of all masters of all times. So whatever you do it with the sense that you are just an instrument, right? God is a doer, I am an instrument. By that attitude, by doing something, the idea of I am a separate entity collapses, and you realize to be yourself, the very God that is operating in this body. For those who are emotional, the path of devotion has been given. Where you surrender to God and says, I am hopeless, I'm helpless, right? I don't know what to do with my life. I cannot even walk straight. Then let my life be your life, you take care of me. Right? And that also allows you to become aware of your reality yourself, which is consciousness of God itself. Then separate from that, different from that, or that itself. And self-inquiry is for those temperament who are intellectual. And then they go through the question, who am I? Right? They go through the past of discrimination and all that stuff. So there are three paths. For three different kind of devotees, different kind of seekers. But I must say that in the three paths, the body has to be there. Otherwise, you can develop a huge spiritual ego. So while performing an action, who is the doer? While having an emotional reaction, whose emotion is it? And when the sense of doership identity with the body arises, whose body is this? Right? Whose mind is it? And all that quiets the mind, and the sense of separate individual, separate, independent, autonomous existence disappears along the way. So, Baba's teachings, Ramana's teachings, if you read carefully, right, you will find that there is no difference at all. Then Baba and Ramana brought this back. Okay, before that, it was Sankaracharya. And before that, all the masters. It was self-inquiry was forgotten, right? And it was taken out by some kind of only devotion. So when Baba used to give these verses, he knew exactly who was seated there, even if it were thousands of people. And at the beginning of the lecture, will be based in self-inquiry, because he knew that this amount of people were capable to do that. Then he will speak for a bigger amount of people for the passive devotion. Then for bigger amount of people, so it will be longer and longer elaborated for those who are very active, like to do service or whatever it is. And then it was some festival or whatever, he will speak about that subject. The festival is about this, and the modern sense or whatever it is. So he was speaking for every kind of mental set. And that is a true teacher. A true teacher has to be able to see where the seeker is, where the temperament, how the temperament is, and approach to each seeker accordingly. For example, one of the greatest devotees of Ramana Maharshi was an Amalai Swami. He wouldn't have a clue at the beginning what was his teaching all about. And Ramana made him work for 10 solid years. This is the man that built the ashram. And then, out of devotion, out of so much devotion to the Guru, okay, and because the temperament was very active, and then he embraced him, and then he realized itself. So he was not all the time to everybody, who am I, who am I. Of course, he was emphasizing who am I. Here also we emphasize in self-inquiry, right? Because it's the straight path. Right? Either you surrender, right? Or you inquire. These are the ways. That's it. So both of them speak about the same thing. There's no difference between his teachings and the teachings of any other master. What happened is that I feel like I am back home. Right? Yes, I started here. Everything basically started here. Me going to Tiruvannamalai was because of his blessings. Right? Me being introduced to self-inquiry by Mr. Ratanath, it was because of his blessings. Right? Me meeting Mr. Ratanath was because of his blessings. So everything is coming from here. So it's a loving place. It's a very loving, caring place.
Energy, I don't know how to call it, then Ramanatha.
It's love. It's love. It's love.
Strong Shiva energy. And strong Shiva.
Here are both energies are here. See? This is why it's called Sai Baba. Sai, mother, Baba, father. See? Shiva Shakti. See? So both energies are here. The darkness is here, and the loving care is also here. And he was very tough sometimes. Very, 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 very. Ramana also was sometimes very, very tough. Shouting, especially the people in the kitchen. He says, enough! Right? So this idea that the Guru is always a loving, sweetie, sweetie, hugging, puchi, puchi, forget about that. That's not a Guru, that's a spiritual teddy bear. Right? A spiritual babysitter, call it whatever you like. So I witnessed that myself, telling people in the interview, what are you doing here? See, misbehave, go away from me. Go. Of course, you will do it in a strong way, but you will see that the behavior was like a granny, right? So it still was sweet and tough at the same time. So for us it's difficult, it's not impossible to explain him. So, we experience him, and we cannot. The only thing that happens to us and to me particularly, when I start talking about him, I just melt away. I stand there.
There's a sweet falling part in the beginning.
Huh?
And there's a sweet falling part in the beginning.
Yes.
And give you what you want so that you...
Until you want what I came to give you. I give you what you want, until you want what I came to give you. So you want a wife, there is your wife. Yeah? You want a child, there is your child. You want a pen, there is your pen. You want a ring, there is your ring. What do you want? Is it what you want? By all means, take it. So, what is it that he came to give us? liberation, mukti, moksha, self-realization. Who wants that? Right? The satsang is for those who wants that. Everybody else is preparing themselves for that by performing rituals, chanting bhajans, etc., etc., etc. They also call spiritual practice spiritual path. So surrender is guided. See? Takes no time. My Lord, I'm finished. See? You take care of me. My life is your life. Then you don't have to think about it. You don't have to worry about it. It's not you who is doing it. He is doing it. Therefore, your actions are not good or bad, right or wrong. Right? You are helpless, hopeless. And so the inquiry, the result is the same. So the difference is in name only. See, the moment comes, I was amazed this morning, right? Because my relationship was with one of his devotees. Because he said, come here, I have many good students that can help you, right? Because what's the point of us understanding and realizing the teachings and then keeping quiet and not sharing it with anybody, right? And then he appointed these people to help the devotees coming from overseas to understand the teachings and then to realize it, to make them to become their own experience. And our relationship with him got to the point that we didn't even need to talk. It was a heart-to-heart connection, and we communicated mentally. Very few words were needed. But we basically knew what he wanted from us, and we basically knew what we needed from him, right? And I just came to see his wife, and it was beautiful because it was like being with him. So our relationship was, he was the tough guy, and the wife was the pampering element. So here you are, the toughness in one side, and the loving care on the other side. He will give us help in his room, right? To our ego, and on the way out, the wife will come, have a sweet, have a cup of tea or something, right? So you can have some pampering and then go out. And then she was sitting now in the veranda of her house, and she looked at me, didn't say a word, okay? And I said, may I sit? And I said, she did like this. She didn't say anything, she did like this, and I sat. And we were just quietly seated together. That's all. It's no need for any word. She just said, beautiful guidance session. And I said, yes, I was coming from that. And we kept quiet for 3-4 minutes. It feels like an eternity. Because it is eternity. It is eternity. Then Julia called me, and then she knew that I needed to do something. It was going to give success. And then she said, man, go and do what you have to do. Right? And I stand up, fold my hands, and then when I am walking away, she said, good boy. I turn around, fold my hands, walk away, and I have to put myself together not to cry. Because with this loving care, this is what I'm saying, is you come here and you don't melt away. You must be made out of titanium. And even if you're made out of titanium, you will melt away sooner or later, exposed to this environment. Okay? Because there is nothing more powerful than love. See, love melts you. See, what melts the ego is the fire of love, which is your own self. And this is why we are here, to share with you this love. And to realize that we are not sharing it with you, it is you. That's the essence of your own self. So when the masters die, who remains are the devotees, yeah? Who have no choice. They have no choice but to share this. It's not because we want to, not even because we can or because we know how to. See, it's no choice. Even what we need to say to all of you or to any of you, it will be put in our minds and we will just speak about it. This reminds me the word of Jesus to the apostles, right? When Jesus said, okay, ale, 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 go away and teach, spread this message to the people, right? And what the apostle said, good, when we are with you, everything is fine. If we are hungry, we materialize the stuff, manna come from heaven, multiply fishes and bread. See, wine finishes, there is water, you make it wine, everything is good. Now you send us away. So how are we going to eat? You say, don't ask for money, only do it for free. What are we going to eat? They say, don't worry, that will be provided. Okay, good. Budget for food, sorted out. Where are we going to sleep? Don't worry, that will be provided. Right? Good. Now, the most important question, what are we going to tell to the people? And Jesus said, keep quiet, do as I say, even that will be provided. Right? Because this one is not the doer. This one is just a mere corporate instrument. As long as this feels separate from God, consciousness, reality, self, whatever you like to call it, then there is only selfishness, right? There is only I, me, and myself. I want, I want, I want, I want, I want. See? When this sense of separation disappears, it's just I give, I give, I give, I give, I give. If anybody gives, anybody receives, right? So when the ego disappears, there's no chance that you can live anymore for yourself only. Of course, you will have some time for yourself, right, for what you want, but it will be limited. It is already limited. You think it's not. You think it isn't. That's ego. Ego means I am a separate, individual, autonomous, independent being. That's the only thing that is an idea, right? It's a thought. This thought is based in what? I am the body. Right? Brahmana call it the I thought. It's because it's what I think, it's the I thought. It's not the real I. See, it's the I thought. It's a false I. It's a thought. It's an idea concept based out of identity with the world. Once this idea goes away, that's self-realization. It's not something extraordinary. People make something mythical and magical about spirituality, and it's very simple and it's very down to earth. It's very practical, it's very functional. It has nothing to do with acquisition of psychic powers, having visions, doing supernatural things, right? It's just a loss of the ego sense of separation. And this place, this ashram was designed for people to learn how to be mentally quiet. Okay? So you can realize your true nature. Okay? This is why you see silence everywhere. You need to say side, lens. Side, lens. Because only when the mind is quiet, you can realize your true nature. If the mind is active, impossible. If the mind is dull, impossible. Even if the mind is pure, impossible. You have to transcend the three characteristics of the mind. When I have an interview with him, he asked me, what do you want? And I didn't know what to say because I didn't want anything, right? And then I told him what I didn't want. And I said, yes, yes, but what do you want? Right? And I found myself saying, I only want you. And I said, good, good, very good. And then he was sitting on the chair. He raised his robe. I was sitting there and said, come. And then he said, go. He didn't say come. He said, go. means ego, go. Come. See? And then I was standing on my knees there. I couldn't move. I was paralyzed. right? And then he put to my head and push it 1, 2, 3, and he hold me down there for some time. And then he released my head and I did like a toy. So it took me some time to understand that these 3 pushes means for you to reach God's feet, you have to transcend the 3 characteristics of the mind: purity, darkness, activity. When you go beyond that, then you reach the feet and realize that you are the feet itself. Not separate, not different, but that is. This is why some basic knowledge is necessary. Right? The one that comes here without basic knowledge, why not? I can give it to you. This is why we're going to work in the book. So the essence is there, so you can have some printed material to work with. You go to the bookshop, there's a series of books, very small book, which is called Vahini series. And everything is there. Jnana Vakini, Bhakti Vakini, Jnana Vakini. So all the spiritual paths, including self-inquiry, are explained in great details in these 3 or 4 booklets. So booklets. When Ramana Maharshi passed away, Baba was in the interview room and his feet started pouring vibhuti, the ashes, by itself. And there was a Swami, your feet are pouring vibhuti, what's that? And he said, the great Ramana Maharshi, the great saint Ramana Maharshi has passed away on my actual knee. He got reduced to ashes. He got reduced to ashes. I thank Maharshi. So don't mistake a saint and a sage for an avatar. Avatars, you have to be familiarized with the concept and English and all that stuff. Not necessary. This is major leagues. So we're lucky to experience it.
I started crying a little bit because that tickle started, you know. And then I wasn't here, you know.
When this feeling comes, you can't speak. See, when these feelings come, the mind is swallowed. You can't say a word. You have to put yourself together actually to function properly. It takes our efforts. See, I am here to help, right? But it's up to the people to organize themselves and do the rest. I will be more than happy to answer any question to help anyone. Right. But you have Roshan, right? And Roshan is basically your culture, that's your people, so to speak. So, if you think this is interested, you tell them if you can organize 5 days a week, right? Unless there is another language, then you can make a break, right, for Russian. And we can have it once a day from 6:30 to 7:30. You can translate in Russian. because some question must be there. Right? And we are here to clarify these questions, to answer these questions. Some understanding may be said intellectually, very clear, but then that must be experienced. We are also here to help you to realize that. So this is a walking stick. Use it. Is it for you to use it?
You know something about Douglas Parton?
Not a choice. I haven't heard from him ever.
And maybe Rakamlal told you, I don't know if
Never.
he shared with you.
Never. The Ratan Lal will share with us basically Baba's teachings and Ramana's teachings.
Yeah, no. I mean, I saw one book of words called Rakamlal practices. He did through his guru. We will hear it. Did you share with you?
Never. Never thought to us about us. He was a man of few words out of satsang. In satsang, he will answer questions. No question, he will keep quiet. Out of that, few words, what was necessary for the practicality of daily life, and that's it. The mind of the jnani works in that way. The mind of the awakened one is a practical one. It's a practical mind. When it's necessary, it gets activated by itself, operates, switches off, and remains quiet. If there is nothing to say, it will remain quiet. If there is nothing to do, it will remain motionless.
So you never know what you want to speak.
I never know what I'm going to say, I never know what I'm going to do, nor I am concerned about it.
Just it's happening.
It just happens and looks like. This is like a flute. It's hollow. See? And then somebody else is playing the music. And I'm listening to the music as it comes. So I am also taking satsang as much as you are. So I cannot even say I'm giving satsang, I'm attending satsang as much as you are. So Mr. Ratanlal will basically speak about Baba's teachings and Ramana Maharshi's teachings. Because he also went to Ramana Maharshi ashram. So basically my experience is that all the devotees of Sai Baba were ready for self-inquiry. Before, during and after being with him, he went to Tiruvannamalai and came back. All of them. Mr. RC from Australia was there. Most of the people that I know, I mean, when I talk about elder devotees, the people that are passed away, when I met Mr. Ratanlal, he was late 80s. So we're already elders. What surprised me the most of these people is that the clarity of the mind, see, the strength, the courage, the fearlessness, and the way they were treating everybody equally. These are the characteristics of an enlightened being. See, courage, fearlessness, and treating everybody equally. No preferences. Everybody is the same. This is why many people here feel rejected. See, because you see everybody walking, nobody says hi, nobody says bye. You say hi, they may look at you and keep on walking. Right? And then you say, oh, why they don't look at me? See? Why they don't reply to me? Me. Right? Babe's identity is important. Right? Why Swami didn't look at me? So you came to have darshan of Swami, you came to give darshan to Swami. So when you are exposed to the mandir, you're exposed to the samadhi, when you're exposed to the Vedic chants, when you're exposed to the bhajan session, there is no chance that the body and the mind cannot be affected in a positive way as a byproduct of being exposed to that. Whether you like it, accept it, believe it, understand it or not, the very fact that you're exposed to this vibration, it will transform you. Any questions?
Tomorrow I go to Ramana Maharshi Ashram.
Why not?
Maybe give me advice.
Spend as much time as you can in the ashram. Right? Everything is provided there, like here. Right? They will provide accommodation for you, free food for you, right? And you can give whatever you want when you go out as a donation. Every time you spend there. My suggestion is the same advice that when the people come here. Spend as much time as you can in the ashram. Canteens are there, good food is there, 3 types of food is there, anything you need is there, books are there. So,
Although I'm not sure that we can get accommodation inside the ashram.
you can ask for accommodation before you come.
Because
One month.
months.
One month before.
Okay, then we have no accommodation, but we want to go tomorrow.
How many of you are
In court.
there? I'll talk to you later.
But I am the only one here.
You are the only one. Where is anybody else?
And ashram.
In the ashram. Because Tiruvannamalai, they call it, they have 2 seasons, mini season and high season. So now there is mini season. So I can't tell if there is accommodation or not.
Okay.
If it was the out season, we should now.
And
How many people is that one?
4.
All men?
No, Why am I doing multiple?
No. It's not about it. How much is your budget? We'll talk about it later. Okay, we'll talk about it. I can give you advice.
What were the teachings of Sai Baba with respect to animals?
Animals.
Yes.
It's not goes towards animals. It says love all, serve all. Okay? That means including animals. Okay? There is no difference between human and animal. Okay? If you understand that nothing is separate from you, that everything is you, then to whom can you hope? To whom are you going to lie? To whom are you going to cheat? Right? You would not be able to do that. Right? And this is the foundation of vegetarianism. Right? This is what vegetarianism is all about. Why shall I cause suffering for my pleasures? Because it's not even for nutrition facts. It's for my pleasures. Animals are no different than humans. The indweller in the animal is the indweller that who lives here lives there. Who lives there lives in the dog, in the cat, in the bird, in the particle, in the atom, in the molecule, in the subatomic particle. See, everything is permeated by that, everything is that. Once you understand that you won't hurt anybody, you won't lie to anybody, you won't cheat anybody, right? Because in doing so, you know you're doing this to yourself. And what I mean by the sages have to treat everybody equally, that includes animals, see, plants, everything. And then the misuse of nature also stops. You take from nature only what you need, not what you want. When the mind comes to a point of equilibrium,
This part of it, no violence.
no violence, ahimsa, no violence, ahimsa.
Yes.
Non-violence. Satya Dharma Shanti Prema Ahimsa. Love all, serve all, help ever, hope never. Can we do that? If we are honest with ourselves, what will be the answer? No. That's not the answer. Why? Because that will be our ego, right? As long as there is ego, there is a chance that we can hurt somebody, including ourselves. The first one that we are hurting is ourselves. Because when there is ego, you overdo things, either overdo things or underdo things. You either overestimate or underestimate, right? And then if you eat too much, you damage the body. If you eat too little, you damage the body. If you talk too much, you damage the body. If you talk too little, also you damage the body. Right? Because speech is needs to happen. It's an energy release. Right? Too much sex also damages the body. Too little, then also, right? The biological organism has to function naturally, right? Naturally. This is why enlightenment is called, self-realization is called your natural state. Natural. Everything happens naturally. You don't force anything. You don't overdo anything. Underdo anything. Right? Everything is balanced in the sense of equilibrium is there. Because the mind is the world, right? So the mind in you is balanced. See, the world in you is balanced. See? If every human mind is balanced, that by itself is balanced into nature. Okay? This is why this message is important to be transmitted, transmitted, shared. Because this is the only thing that, as far as we know, can bring some peace in this world. The mind is the body. You can't separate the mind from the body, right?
What would be the difference between non-violence and peace?
No difference. Different names for the same attitude. If you are in peace, you are not violent. Right? If there is peace, there is no violence. When there is peace, only when there is no me, when there is no I, right? When there is no ego. Because nowadays, even if you look at somebody, if somebody's ready to jump, right? Why you look at me like that? What's the matter, right? See, the aggressiveness, you can feel this aggressiveness in the people just by you look at them and they automatically they get angry. So the violence is already there, aggressiveness is already there. So as long as there is identity with the body, so all these so-called negative qualities will express themselves.
When not there. So it seems like there's no choice to hurt or not to hurt.
Well, that is an excuse of the ego to justify such a behavior. I'm afraid to say so. Okay? That's a misleading statement, basically expressed worldwide, extensively, unfortunately, by the so-called Neo-Vedanta movement and New Age. You have no choice but to be violent. You know, the fact that you're violent is because you're choosing something, right? As soon as you choose and play the game of choices, you become violent, right? If you don't choose, if you remain choiceless, there is no violence. You will be happy wherever you are placed and differently in which conditions you are placed. I don't know any saint, any sage, any awakened being that was violent. My my point of reference are Satya Sai Baba and Ramana Maharshi. When you experience such a thing, you can never look down. See, when you have such standards, see, this is not a point of reference. When you see the life of the great masters, see, there was no violence in them, at all. Toughness sometimes, but this toughness was coming out of love, out of care for you. Because he knows that he is you. So what he's doing for you, he's doing it for himself. When my teacher's ego was going a little bit high because he was a very renowned, he was a very influenced man politically. He was one of the top people of his country. And then Seva was having a Mapa Mundi. It was a Mapa Mundi in front of them. Okay? And I said, if you compare the size of the planet with the rest of the universe, How is it? And Mr. Rabina says, very, very small, Swami, very small. And I say, good. What is India in the map? And he says, here is India. Now, what is the size of India compared with the rest of the universe? It's even smaller, right? And I say, where is Andhra Pradesh? And I say, here is Andhra Pradesh. Compared with the rest of the universe, what is the size of that? Swami, it's even smaller. Right? Now is everything becoming smaller and smaller. Right? And then he says, where is Puttaparthi? At that time, Puttaparthi didn't even appear in the map of India or even in the map of Andhra Pradesh. Right? Look at what is this map. And I said, Swami, we cannot even see Puttaparthi there. And I said, and where are you? There. And he couldn't reply anything. So, and then when Mr. Ratanaki said, then, who do you think you are? Means, this is a tiny, tiny, tiny particle floating like a light spectacle in the space of the infinite consciousness. Who we think we are? Who we think we are? Who am I? Ask this question of your life, think it is nothing. And everything is. It's like Jesus said, no, deny yourself, deny yourself, deny yourself. Deny yourself. They're chasing away. They were here before we came. Dogs and monkeys were here before we came, right? And now we chase them away. If they could speak, they would say, "You, all of you, get out of here." And if you stay here, so have some consideration for the environment. You're staying here. If they could speak, they would claim their right. And if you could listen, then you would hear what they say. Too kind and too friendly they are with us after all what we have done. Of course, you will have to take things from nature to survive, right? You will have to cut the tree, right? You will have to, but if you are in harmony with nature, you will take only what is needed. And nature will take care of itself. Think, that's it. And happening in Ramana Maharshi Ashram, there is no such thing. No? Nobody answered questions. And if you go outside, my suggestion is don't go to any good outside because you will be full cheated, mostly. That's what I'm trying to say. My advice is if you go to Ramana Maharshi ashram, stay in the ashram as much as you can. Right? You cannot progress in Indian food. You cross the street, go to the left, there is a restaurant called
No, I have no problem.
no problem is Indian food. So if you want to have nice Western food, you can give your name and address, you tell them it is centered here, and
Okay.
they will treat you nicely.
Okay.
Because everybody knows me that whatever we can help you out, that's why we are coming.
I have some names in my phone numbers.
See, I went to see Mrs. Ratanlal the other day. She can hardly hear, she can hardly see. She must be uh, in the middle or late 90s. Okay? But she can see you and she can hear you. That brain, that mind is clear and sharp, like not even all of us together will have this sharp mind. Okay? And when I saw her in that condition, I said, Mama, if I am of any help, please let me know. He said, no, we are here to help. So actually, I haven't offered you anything to drink. Would you like to have coffee? Would you like to have a cold drink? So that is the spirit of this thing when people is coming. We are here to help. We are living a monastic life here. Right?
Which one?
A monastic life. The thing is that the ashram got extended to the town. If you are lucky, you can speak with the people in the ashram and they can provide a guide. Right? Do it only with a guide provided by the ashram, and then you can go and walk around in nature. You can walk the inner path. Otherwise, you can walk around. It's a good thing to do when you go. You want to go there and I want to stay here. Fine. When are you planning to go?
Going to planet? Yes, sir.
No, when are you planning to go?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. When to talk to you.
The day was today that my parents get sleeping. We wake up at the time. I have to come here.
You have no choice.
Yes.
There's no choice. I said in 2012, I'm not going back to India anymore. I'm not going back there. I'm not going back there. See? I said, I'm not giving satsang anymore. I want to live my own life, my business, and forget about it. See how far did I go? It's better to keep quiet. And whatever the wind blows, this blows. He used to say, if you want to make a joke to God, if you want to make God laugh, tell him to dance. Any questions? How many people? 12? 12 people? 9. Could you access to the document? Could you access to the document on the email?
It's a format that I'm into and that it sends information from the person.
Have you got permission?
Okay.
Okay, then we talk to you. I asked you Judy to give you permission to access to the document.
We'll just send it to me.
See, oh, this is Chinese to be honest.
Just ask her to send
I
it.
am a complete dinosaur as far as technology is concerned.
Just ask her if you can, I'll just send it to the
PDF file. You asked me to send it to you, so I will give you the email address. Okay? Sorry? Did you write it? I think it is okay as it is. I think the book, everything is okay as it is. I double checked it. And I think the body is good enough to get him know about myself. Right? Do you want to do the text? So far, you like it?
Changes, yeah, it's good.
I wouldn't touch too much the. I wouldn't touch the text that you're saying. And let's do it together. Any other question? Please?
For self-realization, you stayed apart from the people or you were the
In
same.
Puttaparthi,
Yeah, I mean,
when I came here, I didn't want anything from the world. I was sick and tired of the world. I was even having suicidal thoughts. I was, this is what life is all about. The only thing that was standing for me was God. And the only thing that I have to say to God is, why you brought me here? Why you keep me here? Why don't you switch off the light and put me in eternal rest? See, that was, I wanted to die. I didn't know what I was talking about. See, there is no death. So the ego was ready to die. So when I came here, uh, we were not socializing at all. See, we were just hi, bye bye. We came here to be in silence, to realize our true nature, to release our ego, and so we cannot come back here ever again.
it could help to be apart from friends or someone.
Well, I got a reputation in this town. And what was my name here? Everybody? What was his reputation in town? I mean,
Yeah.
and the radical. They call me the radical. Don't talk to anybody. I didn't came here to talk to anyone. I didn't came here to socialize with anyone. I came here to. I came here for enlightenment.
Because I asked you, because maybe my experience and like everyone wants to this socialization, and I want to just find myself.
You have the right to remain silent. Because whatever you say can and may be used against you. Here we came to learn how to make the mind quiet. See? And then what you think, what you speak is about what you think. So you are thinking and you don't even know it because it goes so fast that you cannot notice it. Right? Because it goes out. So if you close your mouth, you can see what happens here. When you see what happens here, you realize that most of it is absolutely useless. It's all self-centered, ego-centered. When you become aware of that, the very fact that you become aware of that stops that. And then you start seeing all this egoity within yourself, this concept, belief, ideas, images, etc., etc. And by being aware of them, by witnessing them, see, all that gradually or radically eventually disappears. So here, you have the right to not even to say hi or bye to anyone. Right? You don't even have to say hi. If you want to be polite, then sign up and you won't work. You don't need to be rude, you don't need to be harsh, but you have the right to turn around and walk away. This is an ashram, it's not a social club. Right?
Quite social ashram.
Right.
Ramana ashram.
The people don't speak in the ashram, they go out and do it outside. See? Right? So it's not real silence. They're just waiting for a moment to go out and talk about the spiritual experiences and the enlightenment and the results. So this is why we came here, to get rid of our ego. And the ego has to remain in its place of origin, quiet. So two things you can do here. Either you think of God, whoever you think God is, right? You think is Baba, Baba, you think is Rama, Rama, you think is Krishna, Krishna. We are not narrow-minded here. Right? You accept all names and all forms are the names and form of God, including the nameless and formless, which is the true essence of God. So either you think of God or you don't think at all. I'm not saying that there is anything wrong with the word, anything wrong with the social club. If that's what people want, let them leave them alone. We are not here to force anybody to do this, right? If somebody is interested, then this is how it works here. Right? Even the activities that is done here, there's a tremendous amount of activity done here. A tremendous amount of social work is done quietly. See? Nobody says, I'm doing it. See? It just gets done. And that's the whole point of the all devotees to be here, right? To give you some advice, to answer your questions. What's the matter here? What's the point of coming here? Right? We try to remain silent. We even have to say hi to him. Now we'll go to the stream of not speaking at all. Because then you can damage the body. The energy can damage the body. Right? You can go actually cuckoo if you don't exercise the speech. Speech is there for a reason. It is to communicate for practical purposes. You go to the canteen and then what are you going to do? See? You can say a little bit of this, little bit of this, little bit of this. Practical mind works, keeps quiet.
Some people drink more than fasting, like not sleeping. Like,
No teacher is in favor of that. Neither Baba nor Manu Maharshi. These are my 2 points of view. Said any kind of austerity is self-inflicted pain. The only real austerity is the austerity of the I am the body idea. So if you are thinking of God, you cannot think about yourself, right? And if you inquire, you cannot think at all. So, and one way or another, Mr. and Mrs. Ego is crucified. When you come here, you used to say, when you come to Puttaparthi, put apart I. You came here to put apart I. This is why we came here. To crucify our beloved ego. In one way or another, whatever is easy for you. If you are thinking of God, repeating His name, there's no chance that you can think about the world as being good or bad or right or wrong. No way you can think about yourself as being good or bad, right or wrong, right? Because ego sense is not operating. There's no chance that you can be selfish. Right? If you inquire, the result is the same. Mind is not.
I saw some people, like even like some people they are keeping Mona since like someone is like 2 years ago. They don't speak.
The mind is quiet, the mouse is quiet, the brain is going, the mind is going bananas. I'm telling you, I did it. See, when I came here, unfortunately, when I came here in 1998, December 24th of December 1998. And I was listening to the Baba devotees, not the authorized people, and see, there was a complete mess. No, you have to do this, no, you have to do that, no, do this, no, this, that. And I said, my God, which is the real teaching, what is the real practice? Right? Everybody says something different. Right? And when I was talking about it, I said, I did already all that stuff, I'm not interested. This is why Swami sent me to Tiruvannamalai. And in Tiruvannamalai, from Ramana statue, I lost body consciousness. Right? Eyes wide open, no identity at all, no sense of self. Not knowing what I am, what I am not. Actually, in that condition, you don't even know that you don't know, because the knower is absent. I didn't know there was a fancy word for that experience. Enlightenment. It's a fancy word, that's all. That refers to the condition where the mind is temporarily absent, because it comes back again. Ego comes back again. And Tiruvannamalai, I said, wow, something really happened here. And I came back and told Swami, thank you very much. I want to know more about Ramana Maharshi. I left the Mandir, somebody gave me a book of Ramana Maharshi in Spanish. I went back to Venezuela. And I couldn't see my body any longer as a subject but as an object. See? But the subject came back. See, it was not fully dead. It was mortally wounded, but not fully dead. And then I said, my God, I want this back. I want this permanently, right? I want Caesar to go away because it's bothering me so much. It's trouble, right? Then I came here and prayed, Swami, I understand you will not talk to me anymore, but indirectly you guide me. So can you put somebody who guide me? I left the mandir, and Mr. Ratanal was there. He held my arm, and I looked at this man, and he was so cute. Old man with a beard, what happens like a cute dwarf. He looked at me, then looked down, went away. And I said, who is this man? Why he hold my hand? My arm. And then this man is walking in this direction, and my friend is a friend of mine from Venezuela is coming here. Says, Caesar, there is a man here, all the devotees of Swami. He's authorized to speak about self-inquiry, very interested in that, satsang. It was the first time I heard the word satsang. You can go there, Thursday translation in Spanish. And to my surprise, when I went there, the person that was going to give satsang was the man who was holding my arm. Yeah. And then, thankfully, under his advice and guidance, right, he introduced me to self-inquiry. I didn't see I was a byproduct of that. What was the question? You asked the question.
What was the question?
Yeah. Not only me, I'm not the chosen one. There were many that were under his guidance, and there were other people here that could give advice and guide devotees. So if you are serious, honest in your search, anything that you need will come to you. If you need money, the money will come. If you need this extension, the this extension will come. If you need whatever you need, it's going to be there. It's going to be provided.
But also, this desire comes to anybody. But how can we choose this desire? Like, for example, some desire just come to you. Yeah, you can't afford, you can't avoid.
What desire?
Desire like to have Mercedes, for example.
To have what?
Mercedes. No,
Mercedes
car,
Benz.
car, new car.
You want
For
to
example,
see?
or or to be married.
If you don't want it, you give it to me.
You just told what you want comes to you. Okay.
What you need, not what you want. Yeah, I never get what I want. I always get what I need, including teachings and lessons. And as I need to be smashed down, and this is what I need, I will get it. See? Whatever I need, it will come to me. Not what I want, what I need.
But you never know.
How can I know anything?
Everything what comes to you, that's what you need. Right?
Yes, so one way or another. See, I was here, and here is all fully bhakti, 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 right? It's also jnana is but very little. That doesn't mean it's not here. But I couldn't access to that, and then I was sent to Tiruvannamalai.
For how long?
10 days. And then I was brought back to Puttaparthi. The story is a little bit longer, I may share it later with you guys. So Gaida was always for me to come to India to begin with, at that time was impossible. No money, right? The story that I shared to you this tomorrow if you want to. Just remind me because I may forget. I will forget that. No sure. Everything came to me. The money came. Everything just opened up, and I found myself in India. See, I was at the airport in Bombay, and there was I didn't know this man was a VIP from the veranda, and this man looked at me without even knowing anything about me. He said, "Are you going to Puttaparthi?" I said, "Yes." "Do you want a lift?" "Please come." I came here with a very low budget, so I couldn't afford a taxi, and there was no chance that I would get here with the English that I was speaking at that time. It's not that it is great now, but this is a little bit better. And everything was there. I lived to the party. When I came here, my brother was supposed to be waiting for me for some reason. He was not there. And then a man from Venezuela, my own country, he's looking at me and he says, "Venezuela?" And I said, "Nobody knows anything." He says, "Yes." He says, "Oh, thank you, I'm looking for my brother." But, "Yes, I know him. He must be doing something. Come." Took me to his room to have some refreshment, and then we went there and did everything. It's like you were walking, and whatever was needed, you were picking it up along the way. If you needed water, you will walk, and the water was there. You can't walk. If you needed food, the food was there. You were eating, right? If you weren't walking. If you needed a book, the book would come, and you would go on walking. So everything was coming to you along the way. If you needed a good one, also comes. Yes. In our cases, our life here was wake up, darshan, bhajan, breakfast, satsang, lunch, little rest, darshan, bhajan, dinner, go to sleep. That was it. So you can saturate yourself from whatever you see. Otherwise, waste of time, money, energy. See? Normally we come here with a firm determination to become enlightened. When we get here, we forget. right? Because hello, how are you? Oh, nice looking, this, that, and everything that. Mess up. You can ask him. They try to talk to me, they try to.
He missed the words out. I asked a question about communication from Julio. When I asked the question, he was away. So I reminded him, because I said the same conversation with him before.
Yeah, correct. Silence.
Yeah, about silence.
Real silence, not diplomatic silence. Or most of the silence here is diplomatic silence. Real silence is not even the absence of speech. Right? In the absence of the I am the body idea. If this idea is absent, that is silence. The ego is quiet, not saying I am doing, I am not doing. So if the speech is practical, if the action is practical, without ego sense, the silence is. You can even, I can talk to you now, and still I don't lose track of the enduring, unbroken background of silence. And the sense of separation between that is absent. How can I separate myself from that? I am that action. So the moment comes when you are aware of yourself, whether you are thinking, talking, acting, or not. So there is peace all the time. Even if the body is super active, see, there is no stress. There may be an intensity in the action, but that's not the stress. Right? It's passion.
And emotional stress never happens.
Huh?
Emotional stress never happens after self-realization.
No, it can't. Otherwise, there is no self-realization.
No, I mean, some patterns can remain.
No,
Never.
all is wiped out. Everything is wiped out.
Like habits.
Everything is wiped out. Everything is wiped out. Finished. Burnt out. Unless all the tendencies are completely destroyed, no one can establish freedom in this freedom
Immediately or
temporarily, gradually. So awakening, I have to make a differentiation between awakening or enlightenment and self-realization. Awakening is a momentum, it's a moment of clarity, right? When the ego sense disappears, right? When it comes back, right? Because many identities are there, many ideas are there, many concepts are there, and ego is each concept. The thinker is each thought. The thinker is the soul. You can't separate it. See? I am the body. See? I am Caesar. I am Venezuela. I am good. I am right. I am this. I am that. So the thinker, or what the thinker thinks, are one and the same. So there is a moment when all that disappears. That is enlightenment. That is awakening. And after that, there is an intellectual interpretation of this moment. I am that. Is what I think I am is gone. Still there is another sense of I that remains. See, what is it? I know that I am. I don't think I am. And yet I know that I am. That is self-knowledge. I am aware. Still I am aware. Then I am what? I am awareness. I am conscious. Means what? I am consciousness. Right? But still we are full of it. Still we are full of desires and tendencies and ideas, and they will come back. They will try to control the behavior of the body. The tendencies will, the mind will try to take the body, to use the body for itself. Right? But if you remain self-aware, then you remain as witnessing, not even a witness, but witnessing. And then there's a process of witnessing the rest of what you call yourself, until eventually it's completely wiped out, completely burned, reduced to ashes. Then that is self-realization. And there's no chance that the mind can take over again. This can take some time. In my case, it took like at least 4 years. First, wake up. Then, clean up. Then you grow up. So, awakening is good, but it's not good enough. See, many people wake up. Rarely somebody goes till the end. Right? And they don't go till the end because as soon as they have a glimpse, especially nowadays, they are alone in the house, nobody's asking them anything. They stand in front of a camera and they have the urge to share their enlightenment with the people. They're trying to help people to get enlightened, they forget about doing their worship. Right? So they're trying to clean other people's karma, but still, see, the laundry basket within themselves is full of it. It is now, after how many years? 1999, 2016. How many years is that? Huh?
7.
After 17 years, right? I'm beginning to share some experiences and my experiences with family and all that stuff. Now, after 17 years,
Before, when you use
I was not interested now.
oh, yeah, you use
Yes, but I guess a son because Mr. Ratanlal sat me and says, speak. Not because I wanted, because I said, you have to give something. Right?
But now I'm in different countries in Russia.
Everywhere. Everywhere. But after, he was sure that the bottle was empty. But when I travel a lot, I was introduced to the New Age movement. And also realized that it doesn't work that way. Yeah. And then there was a big mistake from on the site. And that caused me a lot of troubles. Because everything became around and about Caesar. And this has nothing to do with Caesar. Caesar has very little or nothing to do with what happens here. Right? Caesar is no different than this phone. Right? We can play a video here. It doesn't matter if the phone is Samsung, Apple, Toshiba, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. The name and the phone is absolutely relevant. So the message is what really matters. And then all this Caesar. Forget about Caesar. This is not about Caesar. It's not about me. It is about the teachings. It's about the message. It's just a point. Yeah. If this drops now, somebody else will take over. I'm sure. No question about it. What time the Western continue from lunch?
11:06.
Not the Western country.
No, Western country, 12:45.
Pop is closest.
1:45.
1:45. 1 hour only.
No canteen also, 11:45.
No, open at 11:30 plus the
Not canteen.
Puja. North Indian.
I go there.
I feel something. Then all these people walking behind me, all this paraphernalia, special treatment, all this stuff. We got it wrong. This is why eventually, in 2012, in Tiruvannamalai, I said, I'm sorry, you're making a circus out of that, you're making a clown out of Caesar, spiritual entertainer, he, ha ha ha, and it's not about that only. And I say, I'm sorry, I'm not doing this anymore like that. And I went to Thailand, opened a business, and he was so beautiful that destroyed it completely. Right? So kind, so compassionate. Yes. Because this is my business. See, I am his business. So, meaning a sort of respect. No? We say him. He is not that body. No? We are not that body. This body. But this is something that we keep. Right? That's even if you realize your true nature, if you realize that you are not a separate entity, that itself, there is always a sense of respect for the master. If I have no respect for them, how can I demand respect from you? If I don't show love and gratitude to the one that says you're free, how can I expect that from you? So, what would you feel for a man or a woman who are 30 years in jail and somebody comes and opens the door and says, go, you're free. Every time you think about that person, or you see that person, or a picture of that person, tell me what are you going to feel? Love, respect, and gratitude. Call it tradition if you wish, why not? Call it culture if you wish, through culture. So, Colombia. Oh, 22. Okay, sorry, you have to go. See you tomorrow, 10:30 if you wish. I will be here.
Somebody wrote the nation, the lady who looks is on the
Good, if they want to, they